Good morning and happy Friday. I'm back. I want to welcome you guys to a beautiful day because we're going to claim it as one. A good friend of mine and beauty twin, birthday twin, Tara, beauty amongst the chaos. The beauty amongst the chaos right now. Tara CA is an artiste and photographer and all around great gal. It's this painting called Beauty Amongst the Chaos. So claim today as a beautiful day, first of all, because we're still here. But I'm back because I got more to say. First of all, thank y'all so much for watching yesterday's video about what I need my non-racist white friends to do. If you haven't had a chance to watch that video, please do. And please share. So I think it's useful information. I'm overwhelmed with how many people watched it and how many people shared it. So in my little space, this little corner of the world, I feel like I'm being productive and useful. I encourage you to be productive and useful and not just mad and not just angry, and don't just, all of us gonna have to do something, right? So I did want to speak to this idea of, but I have black friends, because I mentioned in yesterday's video that I didn't say it's racist to say it. I said it sounds racist, and a couple of people took exception to that. I didn't click on their picture, but I'm thinking they're white. So I thought, well, let me explain that. Because what a lot of racism is ignorance. I'm sorry. All of racism is ignorance. But not all ignorance is your fault. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't make you a bad person just because you're ignorant to something. And ignorant has a connotation that most people will get defensive against. If you tell somebody, I told somebody one time, you're ignorant about that topic, and they got so defensive because they just heard ignorant. And they're not an ignorant person by any stretch of the imagination, but they were ignorant about that topic. So if you ask me about, quantum physics, I'm ignorant about quantum physics. I have no knowledge. I have no point of reference. I have no experience. I am ignorant to quantum physics. Add in all other sciences and math topics. I'm ignorant to those. I'm not an ignorant person. I'm actually quite a bright girl, if I do say so myself. But I do want to educate anybody I can. And racism is rooted in ignorance. Racism is rooted in the belief that there is a superior race. Now, if you do not disagree with that statement, you're racist. Everybody take a moment and breathe, because you may have just now found out that you're racist. If you think you're better than anybody else because of the color of your skin, you're racist. That's the easy way to figure it out. So just let's take a second, look at what color you are. And if you've ever seen somebody that was a different color, and you thought you were better than them just because they were a different, you saw them, you don't know them, they walked into the room, the same room you in, so somehow they had the same access to the same room you in, but I'm better than them, and I have a problem that they had the access to the same room I'm in because they are not the same color as me. You might be a racist. I'm sorry, you are a racist. And again, that's out of ignorance. You may have only been around people who are your color. A lot of white people have only been around people who are their color. And so when they see someone who is not their color, first of all, there's no point of reference of what is that. But there's a high likelihood if they ever did see someone of a different color, they were in a subservient role. They were cutting the grass. They were cleaning the house. They was raising the babies. And so the thought process is, everybody in this room that is on my level will be my color. And if someone enters the room and they are a different color, they are here to serve me. I am superior to them. I'm better than them. Again, this might be new information for someone, and I want you to just soak it in, because don't necessarily make you a bad person, because you can always change it. You can always change the way you feel and think. So let me tell you this funny little story about black people. It's not funny. You know, usually that's how I start a story when it ain't gonna be funny. You know, funny thing about that? It ain't never funny. Most black people, so black people are a minority in this country. However, the majority of black people, and again, never speak for everybody. Can't speak for everybody. That would be ignorant. We're going to put a pin in that word if I thought I could speak for everybody. But the majority of black people who have traveled anywhere, who have gained any education, who have received any health care, who have received any banking or lending, who have purchased anything, probably had to do it with a white person. Let's take a moment. The majority of black people who have bought a home, whether it was the bank, the realtor, the builder, if you got an education, it's teachers, the superintendent. I'll wait for you. Bought a car, the owner, whatever. You probably had to deal with a white person. And that's not a bad thing. It's just called life because we are in the minority. That means most of the world is run and inhabited by non-black people. That's not true. Actually, people of color are actually the majority in the world. White people, actual white flesh skin is the minority in the world. Most people are people of color. I want to stay focused on what we're talking about. So when a white person will say, well, I can't be racist or I'm not racist because I have black friends, you have to think about that's a unique perspective that you would be able to know which friends you have. I think in my experience, I do have white friends. I have a lot of friends I would not be able to necessarily speak to who they were or how many I got last time I saw them. And a lot of times when white people say I have black friends, we're going to have to put a quotation around the word friends because most white people have not had to know any black people in order to have a successful, fulfilling life. So if it's never been a thought, because it was never a problem, you just probably ain't never had none. And you might be a full-blown adult before you had your first interaction with a black person that you thought was okay. And you think, man, you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. When I was growing up and a white person don't care about telling you about their racist upbringing or how they didn't have any black people at their school or they had the one black person at their school and the story they would tell about that. And I know you don't mean any harm, but that's your unique experience. We'll call it privilege. You don't have to know any black people if you don't want to be successful. Black people, we have to know white people in order to move in this country as the minority, right? And we tend to make friendships through those situations. And so we tend to have friends from a lot of different, walks of life. It just happens that way. So when you say you have black friends, it does not absolve you from being a racist. I know people who have white parents who were adopted by white people, and you say these good fine white folks adopted this baby, and they racist. I know people who are married to white people who are racist. I know people whose actual birth parents are white people, and they racist. So you can be racist no matter how many black people you saw that day. That's all. Now let's talk about when people say the human race. Because I saw some comments about we're all just one race and the human race, and I don't see color. And let me encourage you not to offer that to your black friends when we upset about something, another injustice because we're black. Let me tell you why that is not comforting. Take a moment, soak it in. Let me tell you why black people are not comforted by your feeling as one of our white friends. I don't know if I've ever been to your house, but we friends. I don't know if we've ever talked on the phone or broken bread, but we friends. I know I'm on your list. Let me just let it soak for a second. Let it soak. Okay, let me see. Let me tell you why we don't want y'all to talk to us about humans and how you just love humans. Wait for it. That means nothing because humans I think we were 3/5 humans when this country was founded. 3/5 human. Now, a lot of white people might not realize that because it didn't affect you. But if you go back to when America started trying to be America, we had all these black people that we had snatched up from Africa. We called them slaves. And we didn't know what to do with them because now they done been freed. So now we're trying to have this nice, fine country that we done snatched up from some other people of color because we want our freedoms and our rights as humans. Because all humans have certain unalienable rights. The pursuit of happiness, all that. But we got these black people over here. Who did that? Well, look, these black people ain't going to go from being slaves to being able to do what we can do in this country. So we got to make some rules and laws so they know, okay, you might not be my slave, but you also not on my level. Please don't be coming over here trying to live in my neighborhood. Don't think you're going to be getting the same education my white child is getting. You're not going to have none of the opportunities that us good fine white folks who snatched up this land from some other people of color have. And that's the only way this is going to make sense. So we'll let y'all be free. But you can't have all the rights and privileges we have because that just wouldn't be right. And so black people, freed slaves, I guess step one would just be, well, I'm just happy I ain't no slave no more. I don't even know what y'all doing. What is we doing? And then black people had to figure that thing out without our families, without our language, without our culture, and without any help or care from the people that was in charge. And then white people got to keep building the country and having a good time. Building houses and businesses, and they built the railroad. I wonder who built that railroad, though. Oh, we can go get them black people. You ain't even really got to pay them no money. They just happy they ain't called slaves. They ain't called slaves. We stopped calling them slaves. Go get them. Oh, you want that mansion over there? There's a whole bunch of black people that ain't doing nothing today. They ain't got nothing to eat. Just throw whatever out there. Child, they'll put some salt on it and eat it and dance and have a good time. Y'all got to see these black people. We don't even be giving them no food or that. And they just be out there singing and dancing and eating. Look at them. What them black people be so happy about all the time. Ooh, Lord. I feel my heart starting to race. My heart is starting to beat fast. Okay. So when we meet white people today who say, I don't see color, I just see a human, that can't possibly be true. It's not a true thing and it's not comforting. You have to see color, unless you're blind. If you're blind, okay? But if you're blind, either we're going to talk and you're going to figure out I'm black, not because of how I sound, but I'm probably going to say, well, child, you know I'm black since you can't see me. So watch what you say. You're going to set up no racist blind person. I'm going to let them know up top, okay? So when you say, I don't see color, that don't make us feel no better. When you say, I have black friends, that don't make us feel better. I know you got a whole bunch of family. I know you got a lot of white friends and places that could help black people. Might not be you. It's you. It might not be your husband. It's your husband. Might not be your brother. It's probably your brother. It could potentially be your daddy. It is your daddy. And so let me tell you why racism still exists. Ooh, I really started this video in one way. But I really know that if you share this video, again, this is not just for me to get shares. This is for people to get information that they may have never received in a way that they were not defensive, okay? A lot of racism exists because white people who are not racist get so defensive about not being racist that they help the world stay racist. Does that make sense? They so and we didn't say you was racist. We didn't say you were racist. But if you, again, as I mentioned yesterday, if you don't speak up against it or do anything from your position. So let's go back to when I said all the good fine white people that snatched the country up from the other brown people, and then they founded this great country and all these opportunities, and man, the free and the brave and liberty and all that don't apply to everybody. And you have to understand, if you are a brown person And you say, what? I learned the Constitution in school, and what? I pledged to the flag, and and liberty and justice for, cool, sign me. That sounds great. That sounds like that would be the best country in the world to live in. People hear about it, and that's why people from other countries say, y'all, we have got to go to America. They have in a pledge that every American have these rights. And everybody got the right to go do whatever they want to do, y'all. That's America. And then you get here, and America say, whoa, 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 whoa. You ain't white. What you doing? No. That was just for white people. No. Okay. You were born in America? No. But you not white. So that don't apply to you. So much so that it was in the Constitution. These white people can't have as many rights as we have. And so what happens? I'm going to use another example because I want y'all to get it. A lot of people think that they have certain health concerns because they mama had it or big mama had it. Big mama had sugar. So I had sugar. A big mama may have been eating in a way that gave her diabetes, and then she cooked it for the whole family. So that's why it's a family disease. You don't have to have it, you know? We do better when we know better. So because Papa and Mima felt a certain kind of way, that don't mean you got to feel that way. You can do better. And you don't have to be defensive. And that's why racism exists. Because the white people who are not racist get offended when black people say white people are racist. I'm not racist, and I'm not even going to have it. I believe in humans. I don't see color. I have never said anything or done anything negative to a black, and they get offended, and they get defensive, and racism continues because they didn't get offended enough. They didn't get offended for the right reason. They didn't get offended by, wow, these people are in this country, and I don't want them to live next door to me. I don't think I'm racist. I've heard things about them. I don't know any. I've just heard things about them. I've never met one. I've just heard things about them. I don't want them to be able to go to the store I shop in. I don't know why. I just think it would make it not as nice. I wonder why you think it would make it not as nice. I don't want their kids playing with my kids because I don't think their kids are on my kids' level. Well, your kid the one that got the money to buy the cocaine. My little black kid ain't never seen cocaine before they started going to this nice school. My kid can't afford no cocaine. The point is, sorry, dogs doing their thing. So you don't have to, when you say I have black friends and I only see humans and I don't see color, it's a defensive mechanism that is not received well. We don't care that you got black friends because friends is in quotations, and we don't care that you only see humans because that's not true. We all see color. Black people see white people. Black people see black people. Black people see Chinese people, Korean people. Don't say I walk around and I don't know what anybody is, and I just don't think nothing about nobody when I see them. If you see a dog come into the room, the assumption is it barks, it's got teeth, it might wag its tail. You have prejudged that dog because all dogs don't bark. All dogs sadly don't even have teeth. All dogs don't even have tails. But based on it being a dog, and you maybe don't know so much about dogs, you made assumptions about that dog. We all do it. We all do it. Don't be defensive about assumptions you make. We all do it. Part of it is to keep you safe. Ooh, they came in here with a loaded weapon. I'm going to go somewhere because they might start shooting. They might not. But based on what people walking into rooms with guns have done in the past, I'm going to use that information and go with it. We all do it. But when you use that prejudice, when you prejudge a person in order to make sure they don't have opportunities and access, only because they ain't what you are. They don't look like me. So why would I care? They don't look like me. So why should they have what I could have? This could really go on all day, and I want to have a good day. I already feel better because, like I said, this is all I can do is try to educate. I know I have a lot of different kinds of people that follow me on social media, and even people who don't follow me, if you share it, maybe they will find out, hey, I never thought about it like that. Stop telling your black friends you don't see color because that's not cute, and that does sound racist when you say I have black friends. We just want you to do your part. We just want you to say, hey, Pop, that's not okay. Hey, Dad, that's not funny. Start ostracizing people who are racist. They feel comfortable doing it around you. They feel real comfortable doing it around you because you look like them. And so even though you may not be racist, you racist enough that you let them do it in front of you. Now, if all the white people that I know, or all the white people that's watching this video, or all the white people in this world stop allowing that behavior around them, you ain't never got to count up your black friends. You ain't never got to talk about no humans. And a little asterisk by the human thing, as a dog lover, y'all be loving these dogs better than y'all be loving some black people. True story. My children's book, Sugar Loves Bella. Shameless plug. You can go get that on sugarlovesbella.com. The reason why I wrote Sugar Loves Bella, true story, is because I see so many people who hate everybody for stuff that they shouldn't be hating people for. Now, there's people out here that you should not deal with. I got a list of people I don't deal with. They different colors. They a whole bunch of different colors. Okay? I wrote Sugar Loves Bella because I see everybody hate everybody for different reasons, especially on social media. But when I would post pictures of my dogs, everybody, oh, the dogs. And I said, man, I've always thought this. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I was talking about you. I be thinking these people be the worst people in the world, but boy, they have a heart and a compassion for an animal. So I thought, how could I try to help the world understand that we can be different, look different, love different, live different, and we all still want the same stuff. So I wrote a book about how my two dogs, if you don't know my dogs, let me show you my dogs. Hold on. My two dogs, that's Sugar, that's Bella, that's Sugar, that's Bella. I had to write a book about how they look different. And you know what? Both of them just want to eat. They just want to play. They just want to tear up mommy's stuff. They want treats. They want to go for, and they're different. They look different. They different colors. That's why I wrote that book, because I said, well, maybe if people saw dogs that are different love each other, they would be so elevated to think, I wonder if that would apply to people. I don't know. All right, guys. I might just make this a daily lesson of you might be a racist if. But seriously, white people, it's not going to help if you're always defensive. It's not going to help if you always talk about you don't see color. We need you to see color. And I need you to stop talking about humans. That don't help nothing. I only believe in one race. Okay. And your black friend is ready to punch you in your throat for saying that. Oh, looting comments. That was another thing I saw the video. That is not the assignment to talk about why people loot and destroy and burn down things. But let me say this. I don't condone violence. I don't condone looting. I don't condone, destroying property. I don't condone any of that. I'm considered a productive member of society. I'm actually considered a valued member of society, even though I'm black. And based on what's happens, not this week, not last week, not last year, not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, not 15, what's been going on since we've been here, if I had a brick right now, a window might get busted. I don't know. We'll talk about disenfranchised people in another video. What the disenfranchised might be called to do. When you say, hey guys, remember that time we were born in America and we had this paperwork and we learned all this stuff about how great America is and all these opportunities, and if you do this, and if you do this, and if you do this, you too can have the America. Oh, wait. But you're not white. There is a big old fat juicy asterisk at the bottom called fine print. of the Constitution. It's actually not in fine print. It's actually an amendment that black people weren't supposed to have the opportunities that everybody else had. They had to go back and they call a ratified amendment, and they be adding stuff. Is it the 13th? I don't want to show my ignorance to American history. Take with it what you will. All right, people. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing, because I do believe, I also saw comments. Let me speak to the positive comments. I have several white people that saw the video that says, I'm going to do better, or I accept this challenge. And it is a challenge. It ain't easy for you to speak up against people that you around that ain't right. That ain't easy for none of us. We just say, oh, well, that's them. Oh, that's just how they are. And sometimes you do have to leave it there. But you have an opportunity to do something that you maybe have never thought you had that opportunity to do before. And if one person tells one person, and another person tells another person, and another person tells another person, baby, that's what we call a movement. So the challenge for today, stop talking about you got black friends. If you don't stop talking about it, don't post it on none of my videos. And stop talking to me about the human race. Because that has often been debatable in American history, that whole human thing. Now, if we could figure out how to get all black people dogs, and that will potentially cause us a barrier or potentially grandfather in some compassion, hey, y'all better go get y'all some dogs, because they care about them dogs. They care about them. Maybe just, hey, black people, you go out, take a dog. Because they be quick to say, shame what they did to that dog. Do y'all think that makes sense? If me and this dog was someone on camera being beaten or harassed or murdered, outrage would be about that dog getting murdered. You know what? I bet you can't do. I'm gonna have to leave y'all with this, because I can't keep going. But you know what I bet you can't do? And I'm gonna just throw this out here because I don't know nothing. But I bet you could not share a video of a dog being beaten and murdered on social media. I bet you that video would be taken down if somebody said, y'all, look at this video of this dog being beaten and murdered. Let me see if you could click share. Let me see if that would violate any content regulations. Could y'all please stop sharing videos of us getting murdered? That's from a black people. It can't be okay. It can't be normal to share a video of somebody being murdered. So please don't be talking about no human race. And please don't be talking about you don't see color. And please don't be talking about you got black friends. Speak up. Speak up. Hey, that's not okay. Hey, that's not okay. Hey, I saw this video. I'm going to share it because this black lady, I don't know her, but she said some stuff that I just never really thought about before. That's all right. You ain't never, white people, you ain't never had to think about it before. Think about it today and then do better tomorrow. No, do better today. That's how that works. You don't have to be defensive. We got to stop being defensive. That's why we have racism, because white people don't want to have a conversation about how it ain't set up for us to thrive in this country. It ain't their fault. It's their fault if they continue to let it be okay. That was great-grandpop. And a white person say, well, I didn't have slaves. No, duh. I ain't never been no slave. Now, which one of us is still dealing with that storyline, though? Okay? Okay. You can do it. I know you can do it. Y'all been watching the video. Y'all been sharing the video. Yes. Some racist or some person who ain't a racist, who ain't never told a racist it wasn't cool to be racist, is going to tell a racist it ain't cool to be racist. And that means our work here, for the moment, has been productive. Let's focus on being productive. Let's not focus on being inflammatory. We mad, we upset, we sad, we sick to our stomach. Let's change it. So we change it by educating and just offering perspective. All right? Can we do that, everybody? Share the video again. If I really cared about you seeing me in the video, I definitely would have put on some eyebrows or something, but this ain't about me. This is about this information that I feel we can get into the right hands. I feel like one racist hand would be the right one. So share it. Thank you. Have a great Friday. Love somebody. Don't tell me all lives matter, because obviously they do not. Trying to make sure I address everything that came up in the comments so you don't do it no more. All right. I think we're good. Have a good one.